Hello and welcome to my Reflections Advent Calendar. So, sometime in the past month, I thought I'd write out just some thoughts, some quotes that kind of were in my head that I think were important over the last year. And I thought, look, why not just write them down, chuck them into Advent Calendar in any order, and I guess share them with you in the hope that you might take something meaningful from them. A book that I read every day is the Daily Stoic, which kind of gives me that same sort of Advent type calendar, that reflection every day. And I thought, well, why not I share, not just on Stoicism, but why don't I share my own reflections on the year in the hope that there might be some meaning in there for you. So I've genuinely no idea. I've missed the first, so we're now on the second. So I'm going to pull two reflections out for you today. But I've no idea which one's coming out, so let's just take a look. So the first one, I don't know if you can see that. Define success on your own terms. This is something I guess that I see quite a lot and has affected me quite a lot. As a property investor, I'm constantly filled with my Instagram thread with other people that, yes, are sure inspiring, but they also plant a seed of discontent, I guess, around what success looks like. And so there's probably two parts to my reflections on this. Success, your own success, is about being better, slightly better than yourself every single day, and just aiming to have growth, only comparing yourself to who you were yesterday, last week, last year, 5 years ago, etc. That should be growth. Comparing yourself to other people is going to take away from that success. So you need to define success on your own terms. Related to that, I guess, when I left corporate employment last year, I'd been used to working 9 to 5. It was more like 8 till 7 in reality. But I had this feeling that I had to be sat at a desk for it to be considered work. I had to be answering emails for it to be considered work. And it's not. Success and work, I guess, in whatever you do, can be absolutely anything. So yes, don't compare yourself to others, kind of be focused on what it is that you're wanting to do, but also try and think about some of those unwritten rules that you've defined for yourself in terms of what success is. So is it that success has to be, hustling hard every single day? That's the only way that you can feel at the end of the day, I've succeeded? Or is success being able to take, 3 weeks off with your kids whenever you want? Or being able to drop them off at school and pick them up without putting them into, preschool or after school classes. Your goals can be absolutely anything, and success can be absolutely anything to you. So I guess if there's anything from that, is define success on your own terms. Get really clear about what it is that you want, and don't try and undermine that because it's not you driving a Lamborghini or in this, 10-bed mansion. It doesn't have to be a material goal like this, or have a Rolex hanging off your watch. I see all of this bullshit out there all the time, and call it as bullshit because it's something that just doesn't motivate me. And yes, I would class myself as ambitious and driven, but my goals are about enjoying the journey as much as I can when I'm here. So that is not working 24/7. It's working to a point where I can still drive my business and help people, but at the end of the day, I still want to be able to spend time with my family because that's what success looks like to me. So find out what it is for yourself. It doesn't have to be materialistic. And hey, listen, if it's driving a Lamborghini, that's cool with me too. You just got to figure out what it is for you. I'm calling it bullshit because it's bullshit to me. It's not something that motivates me, and it doesn't define that you're a better person or you're a strong character or whatever. It just says you've got a Rolex on your watch, mate. That's it. It doesn't. I don't see anything past that. But if that's something that's really important to you, fantastic. You'll get a kudos from me just for the fact that you've gone for something that you really, really want. But cool, so that's the first one. We'll check and see what the second one is. So this is front load your effort, always. So what this means to me is, if you've got a task that you know you need to get done, there's a book actually, Eat That Frog, which talks about doing your most difficult task, the most meaningful task first thing in the morning. And that's because you're eating the frog. Your energy is generally higher, you've got more motivation. Motivation tends to wane throughout the day. So if you want to get a six-pack, I'd be going to the gym in the morning, be exercising, I'd be doing those crunches or going for a run or whatever it is, but kind of focusing on that goals. If it's to, say you've got a course that you're trying to sell, then what's the work that you could do in the morning that's going to have the biggest impact on achieving that goal? Go and just get that done first thing. So it works in two ways. If you front load your effort, and sorry, the most crucial thing I would say, I'm working with a lot of property investors, front load your wealth. Like, I've got a mentee, he's just in 6th year, he's going to be leaving school. And we've been talking about this concept a bit around, look, front loading. You've got a lot of time, but if you can front load as much stuff into your life just now, all right, so around, wealth accumulation, you will be able to create so much opportunity later on, because this stuff compounds. So if you can do the hard thing now, don't push it out to tomorrow or next week or next month. Do it today, and just take as big a bite as you can out of what might feel like quite a difficult task. Then that's going to compound. And it works in a few ways, because if you can do that on a daily basis, what it means is you're conditioning your brain to do a difficult task. Alright, so you're gaining control of those negative thought patterns. You're not your thoughts. That might be another one in here actually, but you're not your thoughts. Okay, you can control them to some degree. You can't control every thought that comes into your head. No one can. But what you can do is pattern interrupt, and you can certainly condition yourself to say, right, every morning I'm building this habit that I'm going to do the task that's going to be most meaningful for me today, right now. I'm going to do it first thing in the morning. So you're prioritizing tough things. The next thing is if you complete that, you've instantly got a release of oxytocin, of a feeling of accomplishment that's going to drive your energy and motivation to go and do all the other things that might not be quite as meaningful or important, but you'll be way more productive as a result of that. So yeah, front load your effort always, whether it's wealth, whether it's the work that you're doing in your career or your business, whether it's your relationship. If it's like, there's something that you want to work on your relationship, don't say, oh, we'll wait till this gets out of the way and then we'll deal with it. Like, deal with it now. Have the conversation now. Air that frustration now. It's going to work out so much better for you in the long run if you can just address those things, because it conditions your brain to do the hard thing, and it will then give you more energy to go on and feel way more fulfilled and happy in terms of the rest of that day. So hopefully that's been useful, and this hasn't been a complete waste of time. I will speak to you all again tomorrow.